Nobody cares for the woods as I care for them. Hello, everybody. It is Joe Clone back again with another Lego review video. And today, this is a first for my channel here, as we have a Lego Lord of the Rings review for you guys today. And I know you've never seen this set before because it's not a set. I actually made a custom-built Lego Lord of the Rings Ent, and I love the Ents. Treebeard is one of my favorite Lord of the Rings characters. You guys know I'm a huge Star Wars and Marvel fan. I'm also a massive fan of Lord of the Rings, and I wish I had the bank account to collect Lord of the Rings Lego sets, but maybe someday. But if you don't know what the Ents are or who the Ents are, they are a species of tree, and I don't want to offend anyone, but for people who don't know anything about Lord of the Rings, they're basically like giant versions of Groot. Yeah, and just badass. They're so badass. They're slow, but when they want to get stuff done and when they need to fight someone, you do not want to be against them. So that is why I love the Ents. They just kick ass, straight up. And I always wanted to have one in Lego form, so I was just one day bored, and I was like, you know what? Might as well build one. So here he is. I call him the Yellow Ent because he has a lot of yellow on him, and that wasn't a choice that I wanted to make. It's a choice I had to make because it was the only parts I had available to make this Ent here. But you guys should have seen. I went through actually multiple versions of him, and the first one was so bad I couldn't make a video about it. But this one is just so much better looking. I think I did a great job as custom builds go, but I really do. I think I did a great job here. Just all the details with the plants, and I have a lot of yellow Lego plant pieces, so it really worked out perfect because it's just even on the back, on his back here, a little butterfly, all the different tree pieces. Just I really think I did a great job with him, and I'm just so happy to have him now. But I sort of gave you a little quick rotation there, but let's break down the details. Okay, and let's start from the bottom up. So the feet. This was actually the frame of a really old Bionicle that I used to have, but I didn't have the head or anything anymore. All I had was the two legs, the one arm with no hand and the arm with a hand, no head or anything. I don't know what happened to him, but thankfully his body sacrificed for something way cooler. But that's why there's a lot of yellow. And honestly, the yellow feet here, I kind of sort of see as like roots when he's not in mobile or combat form. So that's really what I've been thinking and telling myself. But I don't care. I really think I did a great job with this. I really don't care, as you know. Joe Clone don't give a damn. But just to move up to the I actually really took a lot of inspiration from the official Lego built Ent from Saruman's tower. I know I'm blanking on the name, and it's really gonna expose me for Lord of the Rings is my third universe, guys. So I'm sorry if I'm not so well versed in terms and stuff. But there is there's an official built Ent in that set, and he was my real inspiration, and that's why I really don't care that there's a lot of gray on the other parts of his body, because that Ent, the frame, was gray. So I was really just basing my design off that design, but I put these tree pieces here because I think they look great, like sort of covering his kneecaps there. I think that looks so good. And even on the back here, I sort of have these flowers sprouting out up from the roots here, which are his feet, and I think that just makes the yellow look so much better that I actually have yellow plant pieces. But very, very cool. Obviously, this is where the trunk starts, up here, and What was fun about this is you could really go unsymmetrical because the Ents in the movie, they are really unsymmetrical. There's not a lot of symmetry to them because they're trees. It was really kind of fun just making crazy shapes here with all these different tree pieces and just brown Lego pieces and green Lego pieces in general. But that's the beginning of his trunk down there and the body. So let's move to a arm. This arm is fully, you could fully move it. I'm just trying not to knock off, oh, and I forgot to mention the feet completely moved too on these ball joints here. So very nice. They're a little stiff for some reason. I have no idea why. He was moving. Maybe he's digging in and taking a rest. But yeah, the arms could move too on these ball joints, and that's really why I didn't want to do that. But it's all, it's all good, because guess what? He's a tree, and he could grow it right back. So it's all good. The fist is also on this ball joint here, and I put these beetles here just to sort of show like this is like just to match the other yellow part of the tree. I sort of see it as like roots, fungus, and like flowers. So that's really how I've been telling myself to view the yellow parts of this Ent here. I call him the yellow Ent. That's really what I've been calling him. So, excuse me. But I love how I did the plants here. Wow, I guess that plant was dying. But I really do. I love how I did the plants here on the arm. It just looks so complete, and you guys know I like the little details like that in Lego sets, so that's really what I was going for, and what I go for in all my custom builds, and that's why I go through multiple iterations of them. But I love how that came out. Moving on to the other arm, this arm is sort of beefier, and this I took like an inspiration from like a crab, how a crab has two different sized claws. So that's sort of like the smaller arm, and this is the really beefy arm that had parts of the trunk in it, and that's why it's way thicker. And this hand, all the fingers could move, so he could put it in a fist, just like on the other side. So now he's dual fisting. Someone pour him a drink. But very, very cool. I'm just so happy with how this came out. I should have put a clip of the first one in like the beginning, or just right now in this part of the video, just to show you how bad it was and how much better he looks right now. The other arm, okay. I know you're gonna go, oh, why does he look a little different? I guess his right arm was sort of dying, and the whole thing collapsed and fell off. But Ents, fortunately, are a species of tree, so they could regrow their limbs, and he has. And now I'm going to talk about the right arm. Finally, without it completely falling off, it moves on this ball joint right here, and it moves so much better now than it did before. And I can have him pose like that, sort of coming in to grab someone or something. Who knows? So much better like that. The whole arm also just moves on this ball joint as well, so I can sort of have him in that position too. Just so much better. As you could see, I sort of like to have him, whoa, oh my god. I said he was stiff before. He must have heard that and took offense to it, because now he's moving good. But there we go, nice, and that's cool. I love it. I love it now. But yeah, that's really his right arm, and you can see it's really beefy there, so he could really do some damage. I've never done this before, but let's just see if he could hold Joe Clone, for example, in his hand. And he could hold a figure in his hand. Look at that. That is so cool. It actually looks really cool like that now. It looks like he's about to fling Joe Clone so far away into the depths behind me here. But yeah, you know what? Let me just take Joe Clone out of there so I don't have to fish him out of the depths if he falls. But that is the right arm. Let's move on to the back. Before I talk about his beautiful face, the back, obviously, like we saw before, it has all these different tree pieces on it. And I just sort of put all these plants on the back because it's something that Ents would have on them, just a whole bunch of different plants. And again, the yellow flowers, because he has yellow parts on him, is why I call him the Yellow Ent. And I sort of see it as like it's springtime, so all of his flowers are blooming, and that's why he's all yellow right now. But yeah, he looks fantastic. I almost cursed there. That's how great I think he looks. His face, I wasn't. This isn't supposed to be Treebeard. There's that one giant Ent though, in the huge battle that they're in. He's like massive, and he has this big mustache, like sort of like Treebeard, but it's bushy like that. So I was really sort of going for him, and he's a massive Ent. But that's really what I was going for with this guy. That's why his face looks like that. And obviously this right here is his nose, and his mouth is covered by his beautiful mustache and beard there. But I love the face. The face is actually the only thing I kept from the original build. Because it was so great. And I just did the eyes like that just so they pop a little better because he's a tree, so I wanted the eyes to pop a little bit because in the movies you could really see their eyes. And moving up, I sort of just gave him these empty branches here, or I shouldn't say empty, this a little sprout going up here, but I just gave him that just because I think it's a great detail. I think I detailed him fantastically. And he's just so cool. And yeah, that's really, like, look at that. He looks like a tree. It's so cool. And in the short, I actually put him in a pot with my palm trees over here. And he looks great amongst, like, the wilderness and real-life plants and stuff. So I'm just super happy for how he turned out. And yeah, let's move on to the final lineup, I guess. And how about that for the final lineup? The Yellow Ent holding Master Joe Clone up high so he could gun down some targets from a vantage. So cool. He's actually able to hold figures there. It's actually really, I'm sort of glad that the old limb fell off and I built the new one because it actually is just, it works so much better. And it just looks so cool. Like, look at him move. Like, imagine them just like walking along and he's holding Joe Clone. Like, oh, look at that. It looks so good. So good. As you can tell, I'm very happy with how this turned out. I'm not going to keep you here any longer. I'm just going to do one more rotation for the, or I should say, Joe Clone's custom-built Lord of the Rings Lego Ent. And that is the full rotation, and there he is. But yeah, I'm glad the short did well because I've never posted any Lego Lord of the Rings anything before, and he's actually technically my first Lego Lord of the Rings character I have because I have no sets or anything from Lego Lord of the Rings. But I have him, and I'm so happy with how he turned out. Next time, I will record the first version because if you saw the first one, you'd go, oh my god, this is amazing, because that's how I feel. But yeah, guys, that's about it for this review video. If you like this, I might try and build another Ent if I come across the parts in this new giant Lego lot I've recently found. So I might even buy some new Lego Lord of the Rings sets. So if you like Lego Lord of the Rings, might see some of that from me in the future. But as you know, Lego content in general on the way from me in the future. And also, as you know, I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in this universe. And I thank you for joining me on the journey. That's a review. Again, this is Joe Clone's custom-built Lego Lord of the Rings Ent. I'll see you in the next one, and peace.